Two losses out of their first two games might not seem like a very concerning stat for the Mumbai Indians. After all, this is a franchise that are notoriously slow starters, even at a time when they were winning IPL titles every alternate year. However, 2024 feels very different, and the main reason this is the case is because that much talked about but never often executed succession plan for what comes after Rohit Sharma has finally come. And let's just say that fans in general have not been happy about the entire situation. You've seen now in not one but two games, Hardik Pandya has been roundly and vociferously booed by fans of the opposition. Whilst that might make sense for a Gujarat Titans given he left that franchise, Sunrisers Hyderabad fans booing Pandya as badly as they did does send across a message that the way that he's come into the team and displaced Rohit Sharma is not something that's gone down very well. But if you're thinking it's bad with the fans, well, new media reports now are doing the round suggesting that the rift, which is something that could potentially threaten to destabilize Mumbai's season, is there in the dressing room as well. It's not just a disconnect between team and fans. The dressing room right now is firmly divided, and should be of no surprise to know that there's a Hardik camp and there is a Rohit Sharma camp. Now, the dressing room being split in two in such a situation, not much of a surprise given that a lot of these players came up under the captaincy of Rohit Sharma, which is why it'll not be surprising to see some of the names when you're looking at who's pro-Rohit or who's pro-Hardik. The pro-Rohit players, well, of course, there's a Jasprit Bumrah, there's a Suryakumar Yadav, even a Tilak Verma, someone who was nurtured by Rohit in Mumbai Indians, then also given his India debuts in white ball cricket, is someone who's very much a Rohit Sharma person, and that's why now you're seeing him also being on that side of the camp. As for Hardik Pandya, he does have a few of the younger players on his side, and one player notably who surprisingly is now very much apparently on Team Hardik is Ishan Kishan, who of course you'd remember doesn't seem much of a surprise when you go back in time, because when Ishan Kishan had taken his break from cricket due to mental reasons, the training that he started putting in to get back into the game came alongside Hardik and his brother Krunal Pandya. So a dressing room divided, never probably the greatest recipe for success to begin with, but seeing this much of a division between not only players but also key players, players who you'd expect to be starring in these particular, let's say, in their roles that they're playing, it's not the best of looks, and it explains why it is that MI have looked as disjointed as they have, given that on paper they have one of the best and strongest teams in the IPL, but right now they're not performing like that in the least. Now, it is not very surprising when you're looking at, as I said, some of those reactions which you're getting from the senior players, the likes of Bumrah and Sky, had made their thoughts on Hardik's return and him being handed captaincy very, very clear, even much before the season began. In fact, you remember that Suryakumar Yadav had put out this Instagram story of, just a heartbreak emoji that followed the announcement. Then you had a Jasprit Bumrah put out this rather cryptic silence is sometimes the best answer message again on Instagram stories. Both, of course, have been prolific Instagram stories users to get their points across, but these two came right in the aftermath of Pandya's return being announced. So hardly coincidental as far as the timing is concerned. So we knew that Pandya already had an uphill task, at least with convincing not one but two key players of the Rohit Sharma regime to actually, let's say, buy into his new captaincy. Suffice to say, it has failed so far. Of course, seeing all of this, it is worth wondering why exactly it is that MI went down this route. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, and it was a very easy thing for a lot of people to say that, look, maybe they should have just gone in with a softer transition rather than looking to upset the apple cart the way they have. But this is, of course, an MI team that do not settle for anything but the best, and the last 3 years have not really been the best when you're looking at, MI as a team. After 2020, they underwhelmed in 2021 in the mega auction. They then ended up losing a few key players, building an underwhelming team in 2022. But what else was happening in 2022? Hardik Pandya, who had left the team, joined the Gujarat Titans, a brand new franchise, built a team, then ended up winning the IPL on his first attempt as a captain and making GT debut winners in that particular year. Then, as if to prove that it was no fluke in 2023, GT ended up making it to the final all again in 2023 and were literally one good ball away from winning the title. But what really would have probably not helped matters when it came to, let's say, MI and Rohit Sharma was the fact that this was a GT side who ended up beating MI in qualifier 2 to make it to the final. At that point, it seemed very much like, a lot of people were talking about that this could be a passing of the torch moment, considering also that at that point in time, Hardik was leading India in T20Is, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But this was something that definitely felt like a passing of the torch moment, and therefore was not that much of a surprise, even though the news came as a shock when it was announced that Pandya is returning to MI and then he's going to be made the new captain, displacing Rohit Sharma. It sent shockwaves, and many expected that perhaps, let's say, this was something that was going to die down. Of course, that hasn't happened, and one of the reasons why now you're seeing so many splits, even on social media, you're seeing Hardik Pandya fans crop up and defending him to the hill, much as you're seeing Rohit Sharma fans, the Rohitians, go out and, let's say, attack and look to call out Pandya's every move. The seeds of divide have been sowing for a long time, even prior to, if you're looking at it from an IPL perspective. Lest we forget that even in the national team, this was something of a captaincy tussle between these two players. I'm not saying that they're linked in any way, but it is worth noting that after Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and KL Rahul were sidelined, whether it be of their own accord or by a board call from T20s post the 2022 World Cup semi-final, it was in fact Hardik Pandya who was leading the side more often than not. And then once the call was made to bring back Rohit and Virat, the one who had the most to lose, well, no surprise, it was in fact Hardik Pandya. So you're seeing it play out in many ways, and I'm not saying they're interlinked at all. It's just how it is that the story is playing out in public, because Hardik Pandya lost out potentially on leading India in a T20 World Cup because Rohit Sharma was given the chance to come back and he accepted it. And now for Mumbai Indians, you are seeing the opposite happen. Hardik Pandya was given the chance to return to MI. He accepted it with the caveat saying, I'm going to be the captain. They agreed. And now one crucial thing that I haven't mentioned is the fact that if you're thinking about a dressing room divide, never great. But one thing that really points out or tells you how it is the future is going to look is who exactly are the powers that we're siding with. No surprise when you realize that given how much they've invested in Pandya, the owners as of right now firmly on Hardik Pandya's side and are determined to ride out this rough patch to ensure that it can make things work. But if that is indeed going to be the case, it does seem like, given it's such a divided dressing room, you might have to take a few hard calls on certain players. We had reported earlier on Sports Today that Rohit Sharma was someone who was a player of interest for Delhi Capitals. They tried engineering a trade, nothing of the sort happened. And Sky and Bumrah are two players who could potentially be captains in any other franchise. So who knows, 2025, the mega auction could very well be a very interesting one, because if these reports are in any way, shape or form true, you may very well see a lot of MI stalwarts move away from the side, or at the very least accept it but not really be happy about it. Because, well, as I said, dressing room divided, there's a lot of top players there. They're either vying for the captaincy role or siding with the former captain. And as of right now, this looks like a mess that MI could have potentially avoided. But what are your thoughts on the matter? Do you think that they should ride out this rough patch? Do you think this is something that they should have anticipated before making this move? How do you think it's going to end? Is Hardik Pandya, the captain in MI, going to be a success story? Or right now, does it already seem doomed? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sports Tech app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've posted as well. For now, from my side, it is goodbye.